Welcome into another edition of Mavs Latest. I'm Josyah Howard, and we obviously talked about Cooper Flagg's first game as a Dallas Maverick. The Dallas Mavericks get the win over the Los Angeles Lakers, and obviously there was a lot of buzz around the fact that Cooper Flagg was facing Bronny James, and first of all, the talent we all know that's not even it's apples and oranges. But there's obviously star power in terms of the name Bronny James, not necessarily on the court. But again, the matchup had a lot of buzz, and we'll obviously get to how the ratings did in a little bit. But I wanted to just get out there of we obviously, if you look at the box score, you wouldn't think Cooper Flag had a magnificent game. He didn't have a magnificent game, and he even said himself that might have been one of the worst games of my life. But we got the win, so that's really what matters. And my team, they held it down, and that's what they had to do. And obviously, having the awareness that he didn't play his best game, but even down the stretch, he made winning plays in order for the team to win. And the box score, again, didn't look pretty. 5 of 21 from the field, only 6 rebounds. But he impacted the game at the end because obviously had a game-saving block and then goes into transition, passes out to Ryan Nembhard, and they take the lead off of him facilitating that stuff. So if I'm Jason Kidd, I actually, he had on the box score again, only had 4 assists on paper, 1 turnover. But if I'm Jason Kidd, I feel good about that start because he obviously had jitters, but he worked through them, and that's fine. You're going to have jitters on your first summer league game. Victor Wembanyama didn't play that great in his first summer league outing. Then he came back and had 40 points in one of his next games in summer league. So you have to give these guys a chance to get a little bit more comfortable, and he will. That's what happens when you're of the talent of a Cooper Flag. You figure things out. It's going to be okay. Obviously, 5 of 21 isn't great. You want to work on that efficiency because, again, I think that may be Cooper Flag's thing he needs to work on early is the efficiency because if he is shooting 50% from the field, maybe 48%, he's going to be very dangerous in the league moving forward, and that's what he needs to strive for. And 5 of 21 is not going to cut it. Some of the coaches from the summer league had some things to say about Cooper Flag. Um, One coach, Lindsey Harding, said that was something we tried to disrupt him, tried to slow him down, and hopefully to get a steal. And that's what Lakers coach Lindsey Harding said about their game plan going in, uh, heading to facing Cooper Flag. Um, then he said, "We know he's the future of the league, so we wanted to try to make it a little bit more difficult for him." And clearly they did, 5 of 21, so they clearly made it difficult on him. And I think he'll be okay. He missed all 5 of his attempts from 3. Uh that's another thing we all knew we're going into it that he needed to be more efficient at the 3-point line too. Efficiency. That is going to be besides for the playmaking and the passing and all of that. Efficiency. That is going to be the overarching theme for Cooper Flag moving forward in his development to me. And that's obviously just going off of one game in Summer League. We'll obviously get at least 3 more Summer League games of Cooper Flag to watch, and I'll let you know how to catch the next one a little bit later. Um, but yeah, I think the overarching theme of this is you got to see when Cooper Flag is struggling, he still knows how to play well enough to help his team get the win. And again, I'll repeat it. He had a clutch block into a transition assist to Ryan Nemhard for a go-ahead bucket. And for somebody that's struggling in the game to score an efficient level, that's all I could really ask for is to make plays like he made at the end of that game, and they do end up getting the victory um, in that one against the Lakers. Before I move on from the game, I just wanted to mention the ratings from the game. First of all, the game was the most expensive summer league ticket ever. As I mentioned before, the lower bowl seats costing around $1,000. The TV ratings just came back from the game, and they were staggering, according to Sports Media Watch. The broadcast peaked at 1.12 million viewers. That's an average of 955,000 viewers. That's the fourth largest audience for the summer league game ever. For a summer league game ever, only trailing the Hornets and Spurs in 2023, which was Victor Wembanyama's debut. The Pelicans and Knicks in 2019, which is Zion Williamson's debut versus R.J. Barrett, and the Celtics Lakers in 2017. That was Lonzo Ball versus Jason Tatum. Well, good for them. Bronny and Cooper Flag bringing in the fourth highest summer league rating ever. Wow. Again, I don't think the talent is apples to apples. I think it's definitely apples to oranges, if oranges. But anyway, good for them on getting that type of rating. But I wanted to move on to just Mark Cuban's thoughts on how he thought Cooper Flag did in the Summer League. He sat down with the Smoking Cuban for an exclusive interview, and he said about Cooper Flag, he showed he has handles. No one stole the ball from him. Every guy out there was trying to take the ball from him. I think he really showed that he can prove that he can make reads and get to his spots and create for other people, and he makes the right pass almost every time. And it just seems like that's the common theme from everybody that is a higher up within the Dallas Mavericks. They want Cooper Flag to be this playmaker extraordinaire, this really this prototype 6'10" playmaker who can score on three levels and play high level defense. That's the prototype in the NBA moving forward, and that's what they want to develop Cooper Flag into. And I think it's smart. I don't know if I would force the playmaking role on him this soon, but he's going to have to embrace it, and I think he will, and I think he'll take on that challenge, and I'll continue to say he'll take on that challenge because I believe that he will. Um, So yeah, he goes on to say for an 18-year-old, the maturity he's shown, the basketball IQ was off the charts, um, and just a lot of what we tend to see when it comes to when people talk about Cooper Flag and his play on the court. So mostly what I see from from Mark Cuban's words on Cooper Flag is that him operating as a point guard is not going away anytime soon. But I wanted to give an update here on LeBron James, and obviously it says this LeBron James trade becoming a possibility. And I don't want to say concretely yes, but I don't want to say concretely no. We get an update from Jovan Buha of The Athletic, who covers the Lakers. And he said, I don't want to, I want to be careful about what I say with, and let me start over. He said, I want to be careful with what I say about Bron's relationship with the front office or the organization, but I don't think it's in the best place right now, to be completely honest. Um, Me personally, I think LeBron's just trying to create some leverage in terms of just trying to build the Lakers to be a contender now. And if they don't, he wants out. And that's where I think someone like the Mavericks come into play because he fits more of the timeline of the Mavericks than he does of the Lakers at this point because, ironically, of the Luka trade. Does he fit perfectly with Luka? No. But is Luka as his teammate the best shot of him winning long term, or in his case for the next 2 to 3 years? Probably. And I personally think this is just classic LeBron trying to put heat to the Lakers, put fire to the Lakers' feet, excuse me. And at the end of the day, I don't necessarily think LeBron is getting traded, but I do think it's on the table that he lets his contract run out. He becomes a pure free agent once again, I think for the third time in his career. And I wouldn't count out the Mavericks as a team that he would sign with to end his career. So that's why I keep monitoring this LeBron story. Not necessarily because he could get traded to the Mavericks. I think he possibly reaches free agency, and then the Mavericks are definitely in play to possibly sign him. Um, but to wrap up Mavs latest here today, I want to just make sure everybody knows how to get to the next Summer League game. This next key matchup was with the Spurs, Dylan Harper, former Rutgers guard, obviously number 2 pick. So it's the number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick. This one will be on ESPN uh, on July 12th, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. They will be at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas once again, obviously. And yeah, I'm really excited to see the matchup of Dylan Harper versus Cooper Flag. No hate again towards Bronny, but I want to. This is the basketball matchup I want to see in terms of who's going to take over this game, who is going to show that NBA readiness the earliest to me. And Cooper Flag did show flashes, but I need to see a full game, and hopefully we see it against the number 2 overall pick in the San Antonio Spurs and Dylan Harper. But this has been Mavs Latest. I'm Josyah Howard. Please subscribe. Please comment down below. And let's get it, y'all.